All right, I've been asked this question numerous times, and I decided that today I would answer the question. And the question is this: how do I monetize LinkedIn? A lot of people think that LinkedIn is a great place to jam into the news feed over and over and over. Buy me, hire me, buy my products over and over and over again. I see that all the time in LinkedIn. Now, by the way, there are a lot of people who don't do that. And that's really, you shouldn't be jamming in content into LinkedIn every day, links for people to buy your stuff. Instead of pushing that kind of content into LinkedIn and hoping that you'll get to click through and get people to land on your landing page and sign up for your courses, your mastermind groups, etc., you need to remember that LinkedIn is a social networking site. The moment you change your mindset and you look at LinkedIn more as a social networking site versus an affiliate marketing site or an ad placement site, the sooner you will start getting long-term results from it. So this is how you monetize LinkedIn based on my own personal experiences since 2004. Number one, you think of it again as social networking, just like you're going to a real networking site or a real networking event. You show up looking the way your target audience expects you to look. When you go to a professional networking site as a business professional, you don't show up in your dirty jeans and dirty sneakers and a sweatshirt. You show up looking again as your target audience would expect you to look. The same thing on LinkedIn. You build a LinkedIn profile, which is your online brand. You build a LinkedIn profile that looks the way and speaks the way and uses the words that your target audience would expect you to use. That's called social presence. That's the number one thing. Build a profile that speaks to your target audience using the words that resonate with them. Here's a second big tactic for eventually monetizing LinkedIn as a business tool. You build the right network. You build a network that is rich in your target audience and their influencers. Now, you don't go out on LinkedIn and send out LinkedIn invites rapidly and hope and pray that they'll accept. You do it very purposefully. Just like at a real networking event, you don't necessarily walk up to a stranger. Sometimes you may get introduced to that stranger. And that can create a much more compelling engagement and connection. The same thing on LinkedIn. You look for ways to get introduced to the people who are important to you, important to your journey, and or important to your business. And furthermore, just like in real life networking, someone's going to introduce you to somebody and say, hey, would you help this person out? That happens a lot. And you should never turn down those opportunities. The same thing on LinkedIn. When someone introduces you to somebody and then asks you, would you spend a few minutes talking to this person, or would you help this person out, or would you introduce this person to the right person, you'd be willing to help them. It's called networking for mutual benefit. And you do that on LinkedIn. So the second big tactic on LinkedIn, so that you can eventually get to a point where it helps you make money, is you network appropriately. You network with purpose, focused on the right people, while along the way you help those you can help. Then, here's the third big piece. When you show up at a real networking event, in person, at a chamber or a BNI or a community event, you look for ways to get into conversations with others who are relevant to you. You do not stand in the corner holding your grape knee high and your biscuit, just looking around and hoping no one walks up to you. On LinkedIn, you look for opportunities to not only start conversations, which is all well and good, but you look for opportunities to get into conversations. Because getting into conversations that are relevant to your target audience, that can help you create ways to show your professionalism, show your skills and your experiences and your capabilities, that is how your target audience discovers you and discovers your value. That is how your target audience can discover you may be someone that they need help from. And this is how you move closer to monetizing LinkedIn. Look, and furthermore, just one more big point. This is not something you do all day long. You don't jam content in LinkedIn all day long. You don't comment on posts, recklessly or all day long. You do it in a frequency that you can sustain. Maybe you only share something once a week. Maybe you only comment 3 or 4 times a week. And that's all well and good because it's a long game. This is not something you're looking for a flash in the pan results from. That will fail miserably. So if you want to monetize LinkedIn, you build a presence that very clearly tells your target audience who you are and what you do for them, using words that resonate with them. You want to eventually monetize LinkedIn, build a network rich in people you know and rich in influencers that you know that can introduce you to the target audience whom you get to know. And you look for ways to get into conversations with them directly about them, not about you or your business until they give you permission to do that. If you want to monetize LinkedIn, be willing to spend time sharing content every now and then that's relevant to your target audience and getting into conversations that are also relevant to your target audience. And along the way, looking for opportunities to get into conversations with the right people. This is how you monetize LinkedIn. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting into the right conversation with the right people. I'm Teddy. I'm a LinkedIn strategist. I love this business tool, and I get excited when I see people who show up and are willing to participate and get into conversations and then reap the rewards along the way.